Hello and welcome to the Midlife. So happy to have you with us here today. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Kimby. Hi, everybody.
So as I was talking to myself this morning, it'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it be, like if you could have a transcript of the conversations in your head all the time? I don't know, or terrifying.
I think that's what's happening here, isn't it?
Oh, well, from what I can remember. But as I was getting ready this morning, I thought, wouldn't it be great if you could approach life like a geometry proof? It would make things so much easier.
What does that even mean, Miss Kimby?
Okay. Did you like math? Were you a math kid?
Yeah, I liked math.
Yeah, I was a math kid. I was thinking about, when you do a geometry proof, like there are givens, there are the absolute facts, and you accept them, and then you go on, and then you figure out the rest of the problem. And I was thinking how much better every day would be if you just sort of like reviewed your givens every morning. And your givens are like, not to sound like, what was it, Stuart Smiley? Was that the SNL? I'm good enough, I'm funny, people like me, whatever. But it really true. Like if you truly believed you are beautiful, you are funny, you are smart, people like you, like all of those things, if you just absolutely accepted that about yourself every day, how much less angst would be in every interaction. You could just move past all that shit.
So did you do it?
I mean, I think it wasn't about me. I was just like, it was just like an idea, a construct kind of. I guess it kind of came out of like I was flipping through Instagram and, everything's about like a makeup tutorial, whatever, this outfit, this person having this experience, like all of this very, I don't know, kind of shallow experience. Not that I don't flipping love it and buy shit and do shit differently. Not that it isn't informational, informative, and valuable in itself. But I was just thinking like how much time and energy is spent on the exterior, and what could you do if you just would accept all that was good about you instead of like worrying about so much stuff all the time? Like how much time and energy would that free up?
Yeah. Energy.
I mean, I just say, Dave, how does he not know that honey,
Dave's
Tracy
on the
and
phone.
I are recording. Maybe, you know what? I need funny. Maybe I should put it on his calendar.
You should put it on his calendar for sure. That's so funny. Matt calls every time I have a class and I'm like, I kind of feel like patching him in for the whole class. Like, here he is again.
Oh my God.
Maybe he won't do it again. Maybe he won't do it again.
I'm totally going to do that. I'm going to remind him that we're recording. And then if he does it again, I'm absolutely going to put him on speakerphone.
Perfect. I love it.
Oh, that'd be so fun. Anyway, so you were going to say,
you're talking about like a love me list, like the things that are good about me and the things to look for. I feel like, that's sort of a practice that I think is fun to do with yourself and everyone else in your household, right? Like the list on the fridge. It's like, these are the things that are great about me. These are the things that are great about my mom. These are the things that are great about my wife, for everyone in the house. And like, as they come up, you're adding to it so that you're spending your energy there and that you're remembering that and not focusing on the other things that just seem to be on repeat.
Yeah.
Bringing the other ones to the consciousness, because the unconscious is sort of running this like not nice old record. I total agreement. I think it's a fun practice to pick the things that you're grateful about yourself.
Yeah. No, and I think about it in the context also of like walking into a room, like walking into a party or walking in. And I think that moment that I think most people have a little bit of like social anxiety or like, how does my hair look? Is my outfit appropriate? Like all of that. If we could just Okay, well, now he texted me. Do y'all want to know what's so important? He's going to Costco and he has a $200 rebate for us. Wait, should we figure out what the rest is? I don't know. It seems really important. So let me know if you need or want anything, which is so kind, and I appreciate him reaching out. You need anything?
Not from there.
And I just find it so awesome that even though my ringer is off, because it is your emergency people, that it rings through.
It comes through.
Yeah. Now you all know what's on Dave's mind. And I mean, like the reality is we actually really need toilet paper. So
better write it back. Oh, I love it.
So fun.
My neighbors have I'm just thinking about it because this is, I thought this was a helpful tip. My neighbors have a shared marketing and like Costco list that they have between their husband and them so that they can just keep writing on it. And it's like a living list, and whoever happens to be going can just grab the list and do it. And I'm like, that's so smart. I love that.
Yeah, but that would require me stopping and writing things on a list. Who does that?
Oh, you can voice text it. I do it in the car. Like, and also.
Interesting.
Yeah, add to the marketing list. It's a good little tip. I like it.
You know what I've started doing later in my life, which sounds so codependent and weird, is that I don't like to go to Costco by myself anymore. I make him go with me.
Wow.
I know.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
I know, and it isn't. But I don't like to go by myself anymore. It's so much work. It's heavy. It's heavy and annoying. I hate having to go. It's a huge interruption to more entertaining things that I want to do with my life. And so it has now become...
Does it make it more fun?
No, it's actually really irritating because all of the men in my household suffer from this. They don't understand that the cart pusher is supposed to stay with the shopper. Because what ends up happening...
Like Kimby.
But what ends up happening is I'm like holding 5 million things, trying to figure out what fucking aisle they're on.
Yeah, that's not helpful. You might need your own cart.
The whole point was I didn't want to have to push the heavy cart.
Oh, yeah. Or carry the heavy things that you're now
I don't want to do any of those things.
Store.
I don't even want to fucking be there with all the people. I guess if I'm going to suffer...
Instacart. Maybe you should Instacart it.
So we did that during the pandemic. And then I felt really guilty about making other people do my shopping. Also, I'm extremely picky about what I want. And so it's not a good match for my OCD. But neither is going to a very crowded
but Costco.
I know.
But like Costco isn't like going to the regular market. Anyway, we are working the important things out here this morning.
I'm just going to push back and disagree because there's always something fabulous and new at Costco that I wouldn't have known they had unless I went. So
I know. So it actually saves you money when you Instacart because you don't just do all that other shopping. There's that debate.
There is.
Unless you like those things.
But then I also tend to over tip because I feel like that was a lot of work for somebody to have to go through. So I don't know that I'm really saving any money. So the bottom line is that counter to my
it's not a fit for you.
Can-do independent attitude, I have now made Costco a codependent shopping trip.
Good. It's good for you to realize about yourself, right?
Yes. I could put it in my givens of how I'm going to start my day. I'm just going to accept the fact that I'm not independent enough to go to Costco by myself anymore. Anyway.
Or maybe it's not that because also I have a addition to that. I mean, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's because of the can do, right? And most women, right? I got this because we basically got it, right? All of it. And we think we need to, and we have to, and we sort of do. I just go to the market, right? When they're like, ma'am, do you need any help out? And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then one day I was like, why can't I say yes?
Right.
Like, is it okay for me to say yes? Like, wouldn't it be nice to have help? But this is his job or her job. Like, we could do it together. I could be nice about it. And I was like, I totally dared myself. And it was super uncomfortable. And I, like, for the first 5, I was like, I would actually love your help. And, you know, my stomach did this, like, you know, like, it was like a total anxiety thing. But it felt good to allow myself that when it feels good, and it didn't feel like I was being codependent or less than or whatever. I was like, I'm practicing receiving, and there's those little moments where you can say, like, you can reframe it and really let it be true. Like, this is good. It feels good to go together and do it and have some help and not be pushing myself through it when it feels like it's too much.
So I'm not a weak failure.
I'm just saying there's options. You can think about it however you want to. And if it feeds you to feel like a weak failure, go for it. But if it doesn't, so why not?
So
why not allow yourself today, like, and this week, like, find things that, maybe you always say no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you to, and, even the compliments, right? I like to listen to women like, oh no, and it's like, just say thank you and just say that feels good, like let yourself take it in. I think it's such an important practice in the allowing yourself to receive, because it feels a little scary at times, right? But
oh my God, that's such a huge,
it feels good.
That is such a huge thing. Like when somebody, Dave is actually extremely complimentary, which is lovely. And I have stopped. I do say thank you, but I have to force myself to do that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And I think
force though. So
yeah, but I think it comes from,
you think what?
I think it comes from, if you don't, act demure, if you don't deflect the compliment, then you're self-centered.
Yes, that's one old thought, right?
Yeah.
And I think even the fact that you're saying, like, it's still hard to do it is like because of the thinking around it, right? It's like, well, I need to let him say that, right? Instead of maybe there's some other play of like, I'm going to let that feel good.
Right.
Right. Then I don't get a stomach ache. Then I won't get a stomach ache when I do it. Right. Or like, I won't churn. It won't hurt. I want to come up with a thought that like, that I can attach to saying thank you. That feels good. Or maybe I say, God, that feels good. I'm practicing receiving that, or, letting that fill me up.
But is it any wonder?
I'm knowing that that's a good thing.
Yeah. And is it any wonder that we can't start the morning with our givens that are just true? Because we've constantly been deflecting all of the offerings of help or compliments.
Yeah. Yeah, let's work on that. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's start.
Let's test our friends out and start complimenting them and see how it goes.
Yeah. But don't you all the time anyway? I feel like I do.
I do too, but you're not receiving it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's not fair.
Yeah. So I think everyone could start their morning with this like geometry proof of what is given. And what is given is that you're fucking awesome. And people have been telling you that. And if you would say thank you and accept it more often, you would probably be easier for you to believe and start your day off without constantly running after something that you're trying to be, instead of just being and moving forward and see what else you can create. I don't know. I guess that was my thought this morning.
So like creating from a full up place where you're taking ownership of who you are and what your specialness is, right? Like what your magic is, what makes you special on the planet, right? What's your gift that is just you.
So you ran this amazing retreat last year. That was so much fun. And one of the things that you had everybody do, I mean, this has just been the most professional episode ever.
Got this dialed. Awesome. So they're building an office for you?
That hasn't even started yet.
Oh, okay.
I thought you meant for the noise. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they are.
No, I meant good.
They are building an office for me starting next week. So this amazing retreat that you hosted. And one of the things you had us do was like break off into pairs, and we had to tell the other person like what our like talents are, what our magic is, like what we do for the world, people, like what is it that makes us unique? And that was so flipping hard for everybody. And not only that, the woman that I was paired with, who's so fucking rad, awesome, who I just met, but I already could see all of her magic, and she like couldn't even tell me what it was, and I could already see it, and I would tell her, say nice things to her. I was like, yeah, but what about this? If she could have dug a hole and crawled into it rather than hear what my newfound opinion of her was, she would have.
And that's like the normal response, right? Isn't that what it's almost what's acceptable, So it's like, it's changing a paradigm. I think it was so fascinating because, of course, that first question at the retreat was that, and it was like, it's the first time someone's asked you that question, or you've asked yourself that question. And so it's like, you have no words, you're not connected to it at all. And then, 2.5 days later, it's like everyone eloquently in, less than 7 words could tell me exactly what their magic was, confidently and just beaming with magic. And I was like, whoa, even for me as running it, like, whoa, how did y'all get that so quick? It was like, it was so much fun to keep working it from all different creative angles and to allow yourself, each of us, to like really look and look at it in layers, right? Because first you're looking at it like, okay, so what is my thing? What's my mojo? And then the question was like, not what you do for people, not what you do in the world, but what you are. Like, without doing, like, behind all of it, what is the part of you that brings all that to the world? That, that is your true essence and your true magic. And it's so fun to really get down to that and play with and let yourself be creative and kind of dig in and use friends to help reflect and work it through, because your friends see you more clearly than you most of the time, right? And so it's kind of fun to get the input and then kind of take it into your own heart and see what you can bring out and what feels true, and play with that so that you can create that list.
I think, and that for all of you listening, like if you pose that question to yourself, like what is your magic? Like what are your givens? What do you start every day with? I think that my guess is that most people would have a hard time answering that. I think that the easy answer is the painful answer, which is, really nothing. There's nothing that makes me that special, I think is the easy.
Yeah, or I don't know. I don't know is what the normal response is. It's not so degrading. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's, I think it's just I have no idea what language you're talking, because you just haven't gone there yet. And so your brain is like, not sure where to input this question. We don't have an answer, And so you have to play with all the options and really do some work and have a glass of wine with your friends and your girlfriends and like pose it and say like, all right, what does everyone think their magic is, and just have fun, like letting each other bring out each other's like, all right, what would you call my magic? And, let's see, and just take in the information. Doesn't mean you have to have an answer right away, but to watch people that can take ownership of what is special about them, and then to see them, even a year later, just how it's like those seeds that we always talk about, like planting those seeds. Like it is crazy to see what grows and what emanates out of a person that takes their ownership of their magic. And it's been so amazing to watch, that group just transform in their own ways. It's such a cool experience. So I think it's valuable.
I just think it's starting at that baseline, that baseline of like enriched soil, right? You have these roots, they're just kind of bare right now, but if it's like enriched soil, like what can you grow into? I think that's...
Yeah, but I think the fertilizer is you keep thinking about it and taking ownership and speaking to it and like really saying, my magic is this, and like letting that come up more like, oh, I would make that choice, but this is really what I realize is special about me and what fills me up, and that is my passion and is why I'm here on the planet. And, and so now I can make choices from that because I'm more clear. And, and I'm going to lean into the things that keep me in that lane because I realize that's what's fruitful for me. And that's what makes me a juicy person.
Yes. Anyway, so when you're getting ready today, tomorrow, whatever, I mean, kind of give yourself that pep talk, those givens that you're starting your day filled up with. And if you don't know, ask a good friend. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's really insightful.
Have your own little magic party. Bring it out on each other. It's so great.
You're talking in magic. I'm talking in geometry. That seems about right.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I did flipping
we're
love it.
talking about the same thing.
All right, go prove yourself right. Go prove yourself right today. All of that magic.
Oh yeah, have fun with it.